akayin. So that we are doing with our youth, it's not to go behind, not to go forward, but to go side by side with our young people, especially our young women. So AKAY is a non-profit, non-stock organization which caters youth at risk. It means in a very critical ages between 15 to 23 years old. AKAY believe that everyone deserves a second chance. So AKAY, we are based in Philippines, in Quezon City, as well. We have also AKAY France in Marseille. At the same time, who we are, actually this is founded by Sister Sophie Rinu together with one Hungarian sisters, Sister Sophie, together with volunteers. At the beginning of our mission, volunteers, it's always in partner of our mission. And it's a kind of, for our young people, we are also incorporating this kind of pedagogical approach, being service to others. It's not only beneficiary as a service receiver, but beneficiary as also can be a potential service provider in the future. This is what we really want them to do. One of the pedagogical approach is it's a healing process that we are doing with our young people, listening to the trauma, to the crisis, to the deep pain and wounds. And who wants to talk about it? If you are sexually abused, physically, violence at home. A while ago, what's the role of the family? We are talking about government, social media, community, but I think at the same time, family have an important role to raise these young women, these children for the future. So family spirit, we also have this kind of pedagogical approach that we staff and volunteers, we are called ate and kuya. We don't ask them to call sir or ma'am for them to feel belong, because we want them to feel at home at the same time, to feel safe. The other things, the culture of responsibility. We want these young people to be a future leader. We want them to see their own potentials, their gift, their talents. And the culture of creativity, we want them to be open, the trust, and enhance what they have in their life. But how? How they can do that? We always say, the first question that we ask to our young people, do you want to be helped? Because a lot of NGOs in the Philippines, a lot of LGUs, government institutions are providing this kind of services. But the first thing that we ask, do you want to be helped? Do you want to be part of this mission? And if the answer is yes, we go to the process. Because we always say, change starts within. We cannot help anyone if they don't have any desire and motivation to be helped. And sorry, I'm a bit nervous. Okay. This kind of giving, how do you call that? Being an image of AKAY, it's a kind of training for our young people also, being confident and going beyond of ourselves, going beyond of our fear. So it's really a good opportunity for me to be here in front of you. And we have 4 programs. Actually, we have program for the girls. These girls are by chance, they are sexually abused, physically abandoned, neglect, in prison. And the second part, it's the Second Chance program. Those are the boys who are children in conflict with the law, who have been in prison. We are going to the prison in Quezon City, Tanay, and you will see the girls program and the boys, it's two different, the victim side and the offender. I don't want only to talk about women because for us, I think it's a part of healing process. Because in the prison, these boys also have been victim. They have been abused inside. And sometimes we are blind to see what happened. We are just only seeing them. They have snatched. They have killed someone. But during their younger years, when you go deeper, you will see what they have experienced when they are young. And it's really very traumatic, and they become worse and worse and worse when they grow up. And the third program, it's the family program. This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we don't want to keep these young people in our organization. We want them to be back to their family. And when we are educating our young people, we need also to educate the parents. Because when they are in the mission, they're doing great. But when they're going back to their home, it's different lifestyle. So we need to have balance and parallel intervention. And the fourth one, it was 2013. I think everyone knows about it. The Tacloban mission, it's more on psychosocial, it's more on listening to these youth, to the children, and to the family. Because this is what we can give to this, the dynamic of our mission, to listen. It's very important when the young people knows that someone is listening, they can start to be open, they can start to be soft. And I think in the creation, it's also the pedagogy of God to give us 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we have to listen in intention to understand, not only to be present, but physically present and mentally present. What else? For my story, I'll make it very short and quick. I was one of the first beneficiary of AKAY in year 2000. When I was 5 years old, I was abandoned by my mother to go abroad. So it's the OFW thing. So a mother sacrificing for the family to give a kind of bank every time she's, salary, sending money to the Philippines. The same routine. At the same time, I've never met my father until now. So I grew up without a father figure. So I grew up in a 3 to 4 meters of house, and we are 5 in the family. So that's the time, the skinita, the squatter area, just imagine what's happening every day, the violence, the illegal activities. Actually, we are poor, but when I'm growing up, I think we are not really poor. It's a small house, but you will see in the squatter area, they have TV, they have washing machine, they have radio, sometimes with aircon. In my place, we are not paying electricity. Jumper, it's free. Everything's free. If you don't have, yeah, it's true. For the water, we're not also paying water. We just stop on the other side. If you don't have nothing to eat in a day, you just go to the kapitbahay to ask for a ulam. That's the way it works. I think it's more on the mindset of remaining into the poverty level. Most of the time, it's like that. And so I have to go out of that place. So I thought I'll be having a better life, but it's getting worse. So I become a street child. So in order for me to survive, so I beg. So there's a second option. I steal, I snatch gold necklaces, gold earrings. I need to survive. That's the only thing that I want to do. That's the only thing that I know what to do. I don't have any other resources. So after that, I learned how to smoke, to drink, and to use drugs. And I was in prison at the age of 12. So I was being out of the prison because I was minor. Because someone took me out of the prison. But it's so hard to change. This is important for the young people. I'm seeing minors around, beneficiaries. It's hard to change if you don't have any place to go. It's hard to change if you don't have anyone to be with, to help you. So you will go back on the same routine every day and every day. So I did the same. Drugs, snatching, the same activity. So it's true that there's always good Samaritan somewhere. But sometimes we miss the opportunity to see these people. We have to know to talk with different people. That's the way I met Akay. In the street in Quiapo, Recto, Avenida, Divisoria, you name it, Blooming Street, I'm always going somewhere. So, gala po ako, layas doon, layas dito. I like always going somewhere. I met the sisters and I told them that I want to study because education, it's really important. This is fundamental. Our young people, if you're listening, this is really important. Study. At the same time, let's sharpen this. At the same time, let's heal this one, this part, let's heal. So I started, but I skipped 3 times when I was in Akay. So at the middle of the night, going back to Quiapo, taking drugs again, it was the sisters running after me because, you know, being street child, it's 2 different worlds for us, or being in the squatter, because we want to be independent, we want to do what we want, but being in an organization, it's so structured. 5 o'clock, wake up, study time. So it's a lot of things. So what makes me feel change after, it's I have to make a decision. You have to make a decision. If you really want to change, it's a hard way. I heard it requires a lot of courage to change. It is true. You have to go out of your comfort zone. So I was able to study and I have undergo a lot of training, psychological, anger management, emotional management, and I was able to finish after my study, business administration, major in management, and I'm really thankful for this organization who have given me a second chance, and 50% of our manpower staff are former beneficiaries of Akay. We want to give back what we have received to the organization. So it's important for us to see where we came from and what we are today, and to help also other people. And ayun lang po. Maraming salamat po.